Today, the ever-growing supermarkets and superstores sell everything.
They're selling clothes, they're selling insurance, they're selling petrol.
You can pick up everything onto one place.
It's convenient, it's just easy.
But our love affair with the big boys is killing Britain's small shops.
We're sacrificing our high streets, our communities for convenience. We'll miss our neighbourhood shops when they're gone. And I don't want to live in a Britain that bland.
I made my name in luxury and fashion retail. But now I'm heading into a whole new world to work out a survival plan for our local shopkeepers. This week, I'm off to a town on its knees, where the dying high street has left a local hairdresser facing the chop.
How much do you owe the bank?
Overall, you're probably looking at about 40,000.
I'm up against a cocksure hair god whose glory days are long gone. It actually feels like this salon stopped in the 80s. He doesn't like listening to his customers.
The client doesn't always know the right thing for their hair.
Is clueless when it comes to fashion.
I was going to call it lay crim, but I thought it'd be a bit too advanced for Rochdale.
And has a staff who'd rather I weren't there.
You're asking for one thing, you're giving it, and you say, no, but it's not quite like that.
I can't imagine any girl going into your salon saying, I want that.
I'm not doing this.
The centre of Rochdale has suffered more than most from out-of-town shopping and recession. 30% of its businesses have closed since the downturn, and I'm here to make sure a struggling hair salon isn't one of them. The hairdressing industry is close to my heart.
I've always been fascinated by the hair industry and beauty. I love having my hair done. I'm quite obsessive about it. If my hair doesn't feel good, I don't feel good. So I'm excited to go into this business. I love it. It's in my family. My brother has 5 salons. I had a Saturday job in one of his salons, so it's always been there in my world. And actually to get behind the scenes of it, I find fascinating. Can't wait.
John Pear's Hair Studio has been a fixture of Rochdale for over 20 years, and at the height of its success, it was the salon in town.
The winner of the Midland Stylist of the Year award is John Pear's.
Award-winning hairdresser John Pear's was big in the 80s, just like the jumpsuit he's wearing here.
When I first came to Rochdale, I primed myself on being the most expensive hairdresser in Rochdale.
John's contemporaries were the likes of Nicky Clark and Trevor Sorby, some of the UK's most successful hairdressers.
John Pear's I have met over the years at various big hairdressing events, and it's a name that I do know of.
Winning any award is obviously is a great boost to the ego, and certainly probably a boost to business as well.
But not for John. Today his business is dying. Unbelievably, the salon hasn't made a profit for 5 years. His glory days seem a dim and distant memory.
No, we'd all love to be busy again like it used to be so many moons ago.
And it has been tough. At the stages last year where I was really looking hard at how am I going to pay my wages this week.
So how did it all go so wrong? Part of the problem seems to be that John doesn't actually like listening to his customers.
He sort of takes over really and says, I think I'll do this. And the majority of the time, they let him do it.
We try not to, in this shop, do everything the client wants. I think the client doesn't always know the right thing for their hair.
I suppose he's a bit of a bully in that way, but a nice bully.
Well, I'm off to see for myself exactly what John Pear's and his salon is all about.
Look, it looks okay from outside, but just look at those plant pots. Looks like some dog's peed up the front of them. The logo looks really 80s. It actually feels like this salon stopped in the 80s, and I'm wondering whether that was his most successful time.
John knows I'm coming in, and I've asked him to have the salon open for business as usual. I want to see the staff in action. Or not. Where is the receptionist?
And how are you? Good morning. I'm John. Pleased to meet you.
Where's your receptionist?
She's downstairs making some coffee for these 2 ladies.
Oh, well, I'll wait for her. You continue, John.
That's very nice of you, thank you.
Yeah, I'm all right. How are you?
All right, thanks.
Good.
You got some with jam?
Yes.
Yeah? Do you want to take a seat? It won't be 2 minutes.
OK, thanks.
Would you like a drink or anything?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't mind a coffee, actually.
You take sugar?
No.
No?
Just white. I've walked in and there's no receptionist standing there. So I have to wait. And you already feel obvious. It's like going into a great restaurant and standing, waiting. You pay for a good restaurant, you don't expect the receptionist or the maitre d' be standing. I was left standing.
Dead flowers. Just lack style. It just makes the place look shabby.
Are you ready for
I'm
me?
ready for you, darling, yes.
OK.
And how are you doing?
I'm picking dead flowers out of your...
That's very nice of you. Thank you very much indeed. Someone's got to do it. With a very loud voice. Where is your receptionist? And I thought, oh no. And then she sat on my reception desk picking up my plants and taking the dead leaves off it. I thought, oh no.
I'm hoping things are about to improve.
Am I doing your hair for you today, haven't it?
Yeah, I think you're going to wash and blow dry my hair.
Wow, that'll excite me. Marvellous.
At £60 a pop, John is the most expensive stylist in the shop. The rest of his team are charging anything from £17 to £34.50. So I hope John's worth the extra.
And do you sort of wear it choppy when you're blowing it straight? You sort of chop it all up or...
Yeah.
OK, I can do that. OK, madame, follow me. We'll get your hair shampooed.
Not only am I looking at the quality of hairdressing, I'll also be scrutinising customer service.
How long have you been sitting here?
About 5 minutes.
At the backwash?
Yes.
Why would she be sitting 5 minutes at the backwash?
I'm not sure. I haven't put some of my shampoo in yet.
What are you using on my hair?
It's one of these Just One shampoos, so you can actually buy them from the shop.
Do you not have fun for redheads?
No.
No?
No.
So I go into the blonde category, don't I?
This is a high-priced salon and the service should be impeccable. Unfortunately, the customer is still waiting. And to make matters worse, no one has bothered to wrap my wet hair.
Why don't you put a towel around my head?
Don't need a towel around your head.
Oh, I think walking through the salon with your hair wet and looking horrible is a horrible feeling.
Yeah.
Don't you think? It's the most vulnerable place to be.
Yes. And we didn't put a turban on her head. As soon as that happened, I thought, oh no, never happens during the week. And one day when someone like Mary Portas comes in, you can't believe it.
So far, my experience has been below average, and now John's got to work hard to change my opinion. This blow-dry makes my hair look like an average bob. I asked for choppy. He hasn't listened to a word I said.
I like it furthermore on my face.
Yeah, don't blame me. I'd be covering my face as well if I was you.
That's a really nice thing to say, John.
It's a pleasure.
It's okay to have a joke, but it just isn't making me feel special.
What we've got is someone who was a premium hairdresser. I don't think he is today. I mean, my hair was slightly damp when he finished drying it. He didn't tong it. He didn't do the finishing touches that I pay a premium for in London.
It's time for me to get John to sit down and listen.
In all honesty, you can't just be about what you were in the early 90s. You've got to redefine what you are in 2010. There's no way I would come in here. That's me being honest with you.
So when I first came to Rochdale, I've worked in London quite a long time, and I worked in Manchester. And I came to Rochdale 22 years ago wanting to give Rochdale a London salon.
I think that your version of London today is dated, my darling.
Right, and maybe we have gone off, you know.
We've got to put in, I believe, a really cool, fabulous business, but that is relevant to the consumer who has changed and expects really great value and fashion and design.
I was a bit annoyed at the time, but everything's a valuable lesson. It's been like 7 hours of valuable lessons today.
The next day, I want to learn a valuable lesson of my own. I have to understand the potential market out there, but just looking round Rochdale, I am really worried.
This is not a thriving shopping centre. Look, cafe, famous fried chicken. Wherever there's fried chicken in the middle of a city, I worry. flying fish and chips and a Ladbrokes. Well, there we go. There we go. That's what this town is, and he's in the middle of this. God love him. I think I'm already starting to understand the problem.
I've done my research, and this town centre has been one of the worst hit by the recession in the entire country. In parts of Rochdale, 76% of working-age people are on benefits. Can a premium salon even survive? I'm off to meet two of John's protégés who have set up salons of their own to see if they're struggling too. Ooh, this looks pretty good.
Hello, Dominic.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Very nice salon.
Yeah, thank you.
I love your flowers. They're alive.
You got to have good flowers.
Dominic Gregory was one of John's top stylists. That is, until he upped and left a couple of years ago and became the competition.
Upstairs is like the spa area.
Wow, this is just so cute. This is lovely. Your salon, over 4 floors with a spa, a beauty area, and you're saying that this works?
Yeah, totally. As long as you're doing a good job, there's no problems whatsoever.
I'm looking at this area, right, and trying to understand what people will pay for a cut, you know, and a blow dry.
For me, it's £42 for a cut and blow.
So you're the top.
Yes, obviously.
That's a full £18 cheaper than John.
How long did you work with John?
For nearly 15 years.
What?
15 years. He was kind of like my dad, really. He was like a father figure, yeah.
Do you think he's a bit out of date? Because I do.
I think he's got a lot of old ideas, and I think he is struggling to just, you know, come into what's actually happening now.
Another ex-employee, now turned rival, is Jamila Paul. Her salon is also premium quality, cheaper than John, and super successful.
You were a protégé of John's, right?
Yes, I was. Yes. Brilliant guy.
What's happening with John? What do you think's gone wrong?
I wouldn't really have thought that anything had gone wrong, to be honest. I think he's a very inspirational guy. He's taught myself and, you know, quite a few of my team as well have come from his salon, and other successful salons have opened on the back of John, so...
I know, there's a lot of
brilliant.
successful salons that have opened on the back of John, but John's having a rough ride at the moment.
Yeah, see, I wouldn't have ever thought that.
Well, it's fascinating. You know, when I first arrived here in Rochdale, I thought, he's having problems here because there's no money. But there is money. I mean, it's not a big, high disposal income area, but people are coming and paying premium rates in the best hairdressers.
So if it's not the location, it must be John. Since my consultation with him, I'm worried about this lack of listening. To see what other people think, I googled John Peers and found someone who'd recently been to the salon. I was approached by John Peers himself. Through much convincing, he told me he would create something special just for me. I can't even begin to describe the abomination that's been created especially for me. Suffice to say, it's completely uneven and all over. There are almost mullet qualities to it at times. The cut and all the colour suits my face shape. I'm utterly, unbelievably amazed, appalled and disgusted that this is one of the more renowned hair salons in Rochdale. God, that's pretty rough, isn't it? Look, I hate reading stuff like that. I mean, there's always someone who has a bad opinion. You know, in any retail businesses, you get this. Interestingly, though, every time I've talked to some of his staff and John, it's all about him imposing these haircuts on people. He's this very distinct idea of what he wants. And I'm just not sure he does listen to the customer. Today, I'm bringing John to London. My plan is to go back to basics and test his skills as a hairdresser. That bad review is still kicking around in my head, and I just need to know, can he cut? Can he do trends? And can he listen to the customer? And who better to judge than hairdressing legend Trevor Sorby? A 46-year veteran in the business, Trevor is the only hairdresser to have won British Hairdresser of the Year a staggering 4 times.
Hi, Trevor. Hi, nice to see you.
Mary.
John, hey, Trevor Sorby.
How's my trolley?
How are you?
I'm all right, how are you?
I'm very well.
Do you remember him?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a bit of a laugh, though, you know.
Yeah, it's so good to see you.
You too, I like your shop.
Thank you.
It's so lovely to see. There's 2 guys who are much the same age. and yet whose paths have taken very different routes. You know, Trevor is at the top of his game still, and John has slipped back down, and that's really quite sad. I just hope that we get out something today that says, God, I feel great about me again, or I'm inspired to make the next move, to make John Pierce's salon a destination again.
It's time for John to show Trevor just what he can do.
Lindsay, you going to come over? Come on. There we are.
Good morning, Lindsay.
This is John who's going to be cutting your
Pleased
hair.
to meet you. You all right?
Yeah, over to you now.
OK, let's have a look at you, darling.
John has been stuck in the past, resting on his laurels from the early 90s, but I'm just praying his glory days aren't completely behind him.
Now, before I start getting carried away, how much can I put on the floor?
You can go for it.
I know, that's wonderful. Because I've already got it in my head what I think will look great for you. I think something really sort of feathery would look great on you, something a little bit soft. You've got great little cheekbones, so just something a little bit soft on the sides. I'm going to get your hair washed now, okay, and then we'll give you a nice haircut.
Brilliant.
OK, darling, follow me, thanks.
Thank you.
Liz, before you go, how long have you had long hair?
Oh, since I can remember. Never had it cut short, only apart from once when I was little.
Right, so this is a big change, huh?
Yeah, looking forward to it.
What made you say, right, that's it, I've done long hair?
I don't think it's in fashion anymore, having long hair, because you see, like, Cheryl Cole and that on the X Factor, she's got beautiful hair.
What's hers like now, Cheryl Cole's?
It's longish, isn't it?
Yeah, it's about there, I would say.
So how short were you thinking
Well,
of doing?
I'm thinking of doing something like this, Mary, something feathery.
That sounds short to me.
It is, it is. OK, darling, let me get your hair washed.
Good for you.
Fantastic, thank you.
That's quite a wolf that he's going to be going for. I mean, would you have done that?
Well, he didn't let her get a word in edgeways, and he has made his mind up for her, and she's given him the biggest clue of all by saying, I love Cheryl Cole's hair, and he is not talking about that. If I was her, I'd be quite nervous.
I would be.
Thank you, love.
Thank you.
Right. You've got great hair, and I'm just going to shock you a little bit because I've got to take off this back bit to start off with. Very well there.
That's full on, right?
Look at her face.
She looks worried.
Very few people can go from long to short and they'll like it immediately. Very few.
Yeah.
It's too much of a dramatic change.
Trevor's saying to me that this is very scary. You know, this client has had the same haircut for 23 years, so she's probably just had trims since she was 5. You came in for a bit of a Cheryl Cole, didn't you? What were you thinking it was going to be?
I don't know. I thought he'd probably keep it the same length or just do something that's stylised at the sides or something. No idea that he cut it short.
I've seen a lot today. It's really important, this thing. And John's a great character, but he has not listened to a word this girl said. And she's being very brave, but that's not what Cheryl Cole's hair's like.
It's a radical change, and I wouldn't be happy.
Right, now you all like to look in the mirror.
But thankfully, she's not me.
It was really shocking having a look in the mirror. It was like, oh my goodness, it's all gone. But I'm really liking it now.
I watched you, and you didn't listen to a word of what she wanted, did you?
Well, she wrote to give me carte blanche, didn't she? When she sat down there so you can do what you want.
When she stood up, I said to her, what do you like? She said, well, I was thinking of something like Cheryl Cole. Now, Cheryl Cole's hair's down to there, and she got the shortest haircut.
She said to me, you can do what you want, you can go as short as you want. And I was desperate to give her a feathery haircut.
Well, I think you just said it right there. You were pleasing you. Technically, it's a good haircut. So it's not even a bad haircut. We're not talking about that. I think what I'm trying to say is the lack of communication, and it can all go wrong at that point.
If I'm a client and you hadn't listened to me, I wouldn't come back.
I didn't want to be one of those hairdressers that goes on the telly and just does a little trim and buggers about with a brush and makes it curly. I wanted to have a bit of a before and after. She certainly got before and after, and I feel that she'll like it. And I would love to know in a week or so how she's got on with it. And then I can go, Trevor, Mary, just about pinch that one.
I'm tearing my hair out here. You're just not listening. Ignoring the client is commercial suicide. If you don't start taking responsibility for where you're going wrong, you won't have a business in 3 months.
So far with John, I've seen someone who is bluffing a lot in a way. He's a great, lovely character. I can't help but like him. He's extraordinarily frustrating because he's always joking.
I feel I've hit a brick wall with John, and I'm really worried that he's not taking this seriously. I've asked for a meeting with him and his wife Nikki, who is also his bookkeeper. Now, she normally works full-time in the salon, but at the moment she's at home on maternity leave and has just had their 4th child. I want John to be upfront about how bad things are financially and accept that he needs to change.
Hiya, John.
Welcome to Yorkshire.
Oh, what a fabulous house. Hiya.
Mad house. Come in.
Hello. Molly.
No, Mary.
That's right, well done. Bit like your father, aren't you, Molly? And you're Tilly.
Charlie.
Charlie! I'm getting it all wrong. So you're Tilly.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. And who's this one?
Alfie.
Alfie. He's been very good, hasn't he? Well, you've got 4 incredible, beautiful children in a beautiful family, right? But, my worry is that there's a business that is slowly going down profit-wise.
Just been struggling basically for like the past 4 years.
And it's losing money at the moment. Do you worry about this? Do you worry about the business?
Absolutely, I've had sleepless nights like you can't believe.
How much do you owe the bank?
Overall, you're probably looking at about 40,000. We've not paid the rent for 6 months.
Have we not?
No.
Did you know
the
I
rates?
didn't know that. Didn't have me
Yes, you
open
did.
6 months. I didn't think it was.
It is now. That's how bad it's been.
Well, we put the whole.
John, you don't know the figures. Let me listen to her. I don't mind, darling. I'll listen to you on your hair, but I need to listen to her.
The bank manager said, we need to cut wages, we need to make redundancies. And like I said, these people have got mortgages and families to support and what have you, and you can't just do that. It was heartless.
Truth is, you have to prioritise yourselves and you have to prioritise your family and your business. And it is never easy looking anybody in the eye and saying, I have to let you off. But none of them are in a situation like you are.
Again, like we said, we're battlers, we're fighters, we'll work whatever it takes to get the business back on track, Mary. Because you only get out what you put in, and we're prepared to commit ourselves and turn this business around. I'm sorry, that business is not going to go bust.
That's, I mean, that they're really, really, really in deep. And I can see Nikki is just inside, just tense, worried, traumatised. We're at a time when she should be just, having joy with her family. But I've got to make a business that's going to start to make profit very, very quickly.
The news is that I've come up with a very quick fix idea for making them a bit of extra money. I've done my research and have discovered that selling the right hair product in store can make a salon up to 40% of its profits. And I'm sure that John is making nowhere near that.
And so this is your product. Yeah. These are they exclusive to you?
No.
Well, how much of this stuff, what percentage of your sales is retail?
Nothing like enough.
What percentage?
I'd say 2, 1.
Don't be ridiculous.
I know, it is bad.
A bottle of this, I mean, this is particularly large. These are massive, aren't they? Yeah. So they're jumbo. How much is a bottle of this?
$5.99.
That's ridiculously cheap.
It is.
Okay. Just seems odd with your level of salon to be selling a big bottle like that at $5.99.
I'll put the price up tomorrow.
I know high-end performance hair products are a huge seller in the shops. So I'll be ordering in an entire new range of top brands so that John can profit as well. Hair products might be a quick fix, but what's going to prove more of a challenge is tackling John's bullying, I know best attitude with the customer. It's driving them away. So I'm bringing him into the world I know best, fashion, to meet someone whose job depends on listening to and interpreting a client's needs.
But the point that I want to get across to you, John, is you've got to please that client. So today I'm going to get you to meet a stylist who styles celebrities, styles for the catwalk, but she also styles real people. And I want you to listen to how she goes about listening. Right, come on, let's go and meet her. Yeah. Rebecca, hello.
Oh, hello. Hi.
Rebecca, this is John.
Pleased to meet you. How
Lovely
you
to
doing?
meet you.
All right.
So, Rebecca, I mean, what's the most important thing for you as a stylist?
For me, the most important thing is to find out who they really are. And so I really need to dig and find out more, as much as I can about that person.
John, when someone comes into you, though, or do you look at them and make a kind of decision on them when they come in the salon?
Yeah, I think with my job, I think you do take an instant decision. When you're a hairdresser and you on an aeroplane or on a bus, you look at someone and think, I don't want to suit that person, I want to suit their hair. But I think what you're doing is going a lot more deeper into it.
But see, hair, to me, is actually more important than fashion, because I can change my dress, I can change my coat.
Hair all the time.
But my hair is my biggest accessory. So for me, I'd want to dig even deeper and find out more about hair than I even would about just someone's fashion.
Yep.
I think this is really important for you because I really genuinely think you have such a clear idea in your head the minute you see someone on what style will suit them that in some ways I think you impose it on them. And I think it's really, really important that you start to understand how stylists work. It's no different. A fashion stylist from a hairstylist, I believe, should be approaching this in the same way. So, John, I want you to come with us and I want you to listen and see how she works. It's Rebecca's job to decide from the thousands of designer lines what's right for her customer. Just like a hairdresser, she has to tailor her creativity to meet the needs of her client.
I'd ask you, what do you do?
When I work, I like to feel that I'm totally fashioned up. I couldn't do this job in casual clothes, right? Because that's a mindset for me. And at weekends, I do like to be casual because that means I've switched my headspace off and I'm with the kids and I'm dropping them here, there and everywhere. But I also still find it quite difficult to do casual.
See, it was this. It's feminine with a ruffle.
Yeah.
But with the
I
belt,
would so
it's
wear
quite
that
edgy.
because it's the cut that makes
It's the cut, but see, the ruffle is very soft. And I know you're very, very tough, but I also see in the show a very soft side that comes out.
It's true, it's true. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Listening to and interpreting a customer's needs may sound easy, but this will be a first for John.
Now, John, see, I've been very kind. Look at this glamorous, gorgeous
Hi.
girl. You're going to style.
Nice to meet you.
John, Debbie.
Pleased to meet you.
You too.
Styling couch, John.
Come into my office.
Can't wait to see this.
And how's Debbie today?
I'm very well.
Good.
Very excited to be styled.
Of course you should be. Debbie, can I ask you what you do for a job, darling?
Well, I'm quite a busy person. I've got my own business. I
What
run
do
a
you do?
modelling school.
Any kids?
No, not yet. Just got married 2 months ago. So
Have you? What do you feel comfortable in clothes-wise?
I'm quite glamorous.
Yeah.
So I like dressing up. But having said that, I also love sticking on a tracksuit and chilling out when I'm at home or with friends.
Colours?
Well, pink is kind of my favourite colour. And I haven't grown out of that yet.
Massive green eyes, haven't you?
They're brown.
Oh, brownie green.
Brown as chocolate buttons. Have you got greeny brown
No,
eyes?
they're actually really dark brown.
Really dark brown, so don't let him dictate. That's what he'll do. They're green eyes. No, I've got brown eyes. All right, greeny brown. No, they're brown. No, all right, greeny brown. They're brown.
You should have a walk round, or do you like me to go and pick you some stuff and bring it here?
Whatever you decide.
Follow me.
It's not a great start, but I've got to see what he's capable of.
All that's been written on the notepad is the name, Debbie. I hope he can remember it.
Debbie likes pink, and that is nothing like pink, but I think it'll go great with her eyes.
Not only is John colourblind, he seems to be deaf as well.
I would never, ever have picked it just because it's quite an unusual colour.
What about this?
I think that's way too old for me.
It is.
I don't think he listens. I think he wants to please. He really does. And I don't think he actually took on board anything I said.
It's time for me to step in.
This one, have you seen that?
Of course I've seen it. I love it.
That is just unbelievable.
Love
It's
it.
body hugging. She likes body hugging because she's got a good body. You can see that straight away. And it's all these tips. You've got to stop talking and look and listen. I know you are now, but you do talk for England. There we are. Now off you go.
Thank you very much.
See, I wouldn't go for that.
Oh, good. Well, that's the one then.
Wow, I have to say, I mean, it is too big, but that's not your fault. It's just the wrong size. It's
lovely.
Definitely nicer than I was expecting. It's not something I would go for, but it's pretty.
Even though it's a beautiful dress, just from looking at you, it doesn't look like it's you.
Yeah, I feel like it's not me.
Yeah.
Bless him, he seems such a sweet guy, but I don't think he's got a clue at all. He's got no idea. He was just petrified. He was like a little lamb in the headlights.
And was there anything that showed you today that John's really listening to you?
No. Not really. I think he wanted to say the right thing.
Well, it's quite clear that John's still a work in progress, but fixing him alone won't be enough to fix the salon. I need to come up with a big idea. It's always niggled me that John's pricing is so high for an area that is cost-conscious. I want to create a new salon offer for today's savvy and price-sensitive customers. So I'm borrowing a concept that's made millions in fashion.
You know, when I think about this, what is so clever about what's happened in high street fashion, what is so clever, is that they have got the best of fashion design straight onto the shop floor. Imagine if we did that in hair. That would be really clever. Where they said it's about fashion at a price. So mixing value and fashion in hair. How important is hair to your fashion look?
Oh, it's everything.
So to you, your hair is as much an accessory as your clothes?
Oh, definitely, definitely.
Okay. And how much would you pay for a haircut?
A lot of people think I spend too much on my hair, but Kat Deely once said, you spend like £50 on a pair of jeans and you wear them twice. You wear your hair every day, so you should really invest in it. So that's how I live my life. I spend £100 on my hair sometimes.
How much would you pay for your haircut?
30, 40 pounds.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you could get a really good fashion cut and you knew there was an equivalent, a hair salon that was equivalent of Topshop of fashion, and they said we'll do it for 25, 30 quid, would that please you?
Yeah, sure, where is that?
Yeah.
Just look at all these potential customers, John. It's a gold mine.
He could do a value haircut with a big dollop of fashion. So a fashionable haircut at a price. That's a really powerful place to be. Can he do it? I don't know. I've got to see. I've got to see whether he can deliver and really get inspired again.
If I'm to have any hope of pulling this big risky idea off, I need 90s throwback John to understand what is fashion today. I've pulled some strings and we're going behind the doors of Uber, Fashion Magazine, Harper's Bazaar.
You need to know the style and fashion trends, right? Do you really think you've got your finger on the pulse in terms of the fashion trends and the hair trends?
Certainly not. Not with the fashion.
That is where the audience is today. It's the younger girls actually spending on how I look. And you've got a real polarisation in terms of spend. You've got either the very young or the grey pound. That's where the money is. It's not on the 30-pluses because they're worrying about their kids. You know, and that's where their money's going, is on their home. I want you, by the time you've left London, to have in your head 4 signature cuts or styles, fashion cuts or styles for your salon.
Brilliant.
We're meeting the woman who decides what's on trend and when for this super hot mag, Executive Fashion Editor Gaia Geddes.
Hi, Gaia.
Hello, morning.
How are you?
Good, thank you.
Lovely
How are
to see
you?
I'm good.
Nice to see you.
John?
Hello.
Gaia, John.
How are you?
Happy New Year.
And you.
John's always got a comedy line, so that'll be the last one for now, okay? What Gaia's going to do this morning, she's going to talk you through the key trends.
One trend that we thought was coming up for next season, what we call the French polish look. So we've got Victoria Beckham on our December cover, and she has the Midas touch. Anything she does, basically people follow.
See, I love the idea of this, you doing this for Christmas, you know, because this will be the season where they're going out. And I love the fact that you understand it and know this was shot on the front cover of Harper's. You know, when you talk to your customers about that, they already think, Blimey, this guy knows what's happening in fashion.
We did Lily Cole for our October cover, put her in red Oscar de la Renta. She looks fantastic. And this is what we would call red carpet hair.
Who is that girl there?
No idea.
You are having a laugh.
Who is
you
it?
Don't know who that is?
No.
John, where have you been?
Who is it?
That is Lily Cole. Lily Cole's probably been on the catwalk now for about 7, 8, probably 10 years. My kids would know who that is. You need to know that. Who's that?
No idea.
You having a laugh?
No.
It's Alexa Chung. If I was showing you some big hairy-legged footballer, you'd know it, wouldn't you? That's Alexa Chung. She's probably one of the most influential girls for the teens. So many girls I know would go and say, I want my hair like Alexa Chung.
For her, she loves this dishevelled look.
The dishevelled look is so key in hair. I want you to think about the haircuts and think about you really leading those. When they come in and they talk to you, you're able to say, do you want this look? Or do you want that look? And I think that really will give you a point of difference.
Well, this is coming at it from a totally different angle. I never had this before.
Yeah?
That's the, yeah.
How have you found this? What has this done to you in terms of your thinking?
Mega. Absolutely fantastic. It's, I think it's, I don't think I've gone stale at my job. I think I've just left alone. Because I've never really been into reading the fashion magazines. I've always gone doing hair shows to hairdressers and showing them techniques. And this is the main thing that I've picked up today, is the clothes, the influence it has.
Does this feel good, this
Oh, yeah. I've got a lot of work to do on the train when I go back today.
Praise the Lord. I actually think John might finally be getting it. I'm really excited sending him off to work on those 4 key looks. I can't wait to see them.
I'm actually doing things now. Like last night I was studying at home on the computer with my little girl Molly, going through what I think is going to be next fashion. So I don't worry about that. I'm on the case.
And some of that studying seems to be paying off.
By the way, this girl is from Rochdale. We had a meeting yesterday with the young artistic team, and I thought it would be a great opportunity for them to get together with me, share a few things with them, and as it happened, they did a lot more stuff than I did. So what did you get out of yesterday? Because, as I say, I was listening to you more than I was talking yesterday, which is different with me, and Mary would like me to hear that I listened more than I spoke yesterday. It's a one-off. So, Kelty, what did you were talking about yesterday? What was inspiring you by the magazines and things?
Just that it's like something different and you're creating like a new look. It's like an honour really to do something different, isn't it? And to be part of something that's new.
Yeah, definitely.
Fired up, John and his young team worked tirelessly through the night, practicing their 4 directional cuts in anticipation of my arrival tomorrow. I'm back in Rochdale today because this is really a very important day. For me to look and see whether John has created these hairstyles. I have an idea of what I want to do with the business, and central to that has to be his real understanding of what is happening in fashion and delivering the best fashion haircuts. I also need to understand how good John's staff are, because this isn't just about him. This is their capabilities, not only today, but in the future.
The most important thing is enjoyment, and the response that the models have given us, and the response it's given my little team that we've been working with yesterday and today. We've sort of got up nice and bright and early this morning, got stuck into doing the girls' hair. We've been thinking, we've been talking to each other like a team. It's not been a one-man band.
The big days arrived for John and his team. I've high hopes for the fashion hair show I'm about to see.
Girls?
But it's a disaster.
I've done a little bit of crimp at the fringe, and just through here again, this crimping here at the sides just helps the hair to go back, and you almost get a little bit of a wave with it. And when you come underneath here, you can do all sorts with that. You can lift that up there, and you can give her a real chic sort of look and bring those over. This was Kelton. I think she come up with a cracker because she's sort of done her own play off this one.
And what do you call that one? Is it the Crimp Part 1?
I was going to call it Le Crimp, but I thought it'd be a bit too advanced for Rochdale. We've been having this French influence at the moment.
The crimp is a technique that you do on hair. It's not a cut. Now, those two, I have to say, are just to me, I can't see the difference apart from you being blonde and you being a brunette. But I can't see the difference. So, what is my? Can you guys? What am I getting here? I mean, that's the red carpet version you, and that's the red carpet version
blonde.
On blonde. Yeah. My gut feel instinctively is that you should be doing one dishevelled and that Alexa Chung sort of look. You know, that all the young girls. Would you agree with me? I need to hear your voices. This is your audience. This is your customer. You're out there doing the nightclubs. What do you think?
If I don't get this team motivated, we're never going to pull off this idea.
I want this salon to be, and I've got the word in my head, fashion hair. You are going to own the latest cuts, the latest blow dries, the latest looks. Okay? And you are going to promote those with a value price. Now, no one's done this in hair before. No one's done it. They've done it in fashion, and it's absolutely stormed our high street. Do you know what that look? What look would you call that?
A bit rock chicky.
Bit rock chicky, bit dishevelled, yeah? Okay? So I come in, I want that cut. How much would you charge me for it?
60.
It's 450.
40. 1999. 25.
I can't believe it. So what I'll get that look from you, and I'll get that look from you, right? But I might pay 60 for you, and I'll pay 14 for you. In your fashion hair salon, I'm going to charge that for it. Let's just put that one up there for now. I want to come in for this look. And you're going to charge me?
25.
25. He's a quick learner. £25. How much am I going to charge for it? 25. 25. Think of yourselves as the H&M or Topshop of hair. That's a powerful place to be. Ruby! Ruby, what do you think? She's sitting there and that little head's going... Because you're going to be managing and running this.
You can only see, you can only try it and see how it works, really, can't you?
It's all right me having this vision, but this is down to all of you. Can you deliver what those looks are? Because tomorrow, John, I'm taking you to London. I've got the best hair photographer, top models, makeup, and I want these looks done. I want your 4 key looks that you're going to start the season with. We're going to shoot them, and we're going to bring them back here, and we're going to market the hell out of them when we redo the salon.
The team are left with just a few hours to work up 4 new fashion styles.
Just chop into it so we get more of that dishevelled look.
Trim it into a cut that you're comfortable with, like a crossover cut.
Then, in next to no time, they have to catch the late-night train to London.
Sometimes I feel as though she's sort of like trying to pick holes in us as hairdressers rather than looking at the business as a whole and seeing what's missing from that department. She's not come from a hairdressing background, really, has she? The price doesn't bother me, really. I suppose I'm used to being a bit higher. Because, I mean, even if you look in other salons, there's there's not just one price.
It's the morning of the photo shoot. I've managed to get one of the UK's top photographers on board, Trevor Layton, who shot for magazines like Vogue, Tatler and Marie Claire. The team have only had 12 hours to come up with their new looks.
Hi, John. How are you? Nice to meet you. Good to meet you. Hello, my darling.
Ruby. Nice to meet you.
Robert. Hi, Robert. Nice to meet you. Well, I suggest we do some strong, simple imagery with strong lighting.
Yeah.
And just keep it simple, keep it very dramatic, graphic. Chris, and I think we'll get there, yeah.
Morning, girls. Morning. I'm John. What's your name?
Leah.
Hello, Leah.
Hi.
Monica, John. Pleased to meet you.
The success of my business plan is riding on this photo shoot.
Now we're going to do something quite angular through here.
Every image will have to be perfect.
I think they've got a cracker there.
The problem is this is the problem in hair photography.
Yeah.
If you don't see the eyes, you don't get any eye contact.
Okay.
When you think we're nearly ready, we'll get her in and have a quick look.
John takes the criticism on the chin and gets to work.
Ruby, I think that was lovely, don't you?
Right. Okay, darling, if you just turn the chin slightly a little bit, that's great. That's fantastic. Down a bit, just a little bit. I'm not happy with the quiff. In a way, I quite liked having some of them straggling ones so we can blow upwards.
Ruby? Yeah? I think that's a bit aged, love. Aged. I think it needed just. I think the bun was great here, but just around there a bit off.
It's stressful. It's been a long time since I've done something like this, and it's I suppose a bit daunting.
I know. Fucking good.
Yeah, keep that wind going. Chin up. I think that's a sexier.
I like it.
It is softer. Yeah, definitely. Well done on that one.
Yeah.
Finally, Trevor's happy, and we've got one look in the bag. But still, there's a long way to go.
We're just looking at this picture of Victoria Beckham, and this is a curly version that we did yesterday, which we didn't like.
No. You did a big bouffant version yesterday, John, and we needed to mess it up. And today I've got a straight bob. And yesterday it was too bouffant and you flattened it.
So get in the middle.
But you just need somewhere in the middle where it's got that break up and that slight twist.
It's up to John to put the pressure on Ruby to sort it out.
Just a bit of twist.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Got other people with their input in as well. It's like, you sort of like, sometimes you feel like you're disappearing.
This all seems to be getting to Ruby.
Let's go, darling.
But John is on his game.
It's good.
Come on, Ryan.
Got it. Thank you. That's it. Well done.
Thank you, son. Thank you.
Then it's Ruby's turn in the spotlight with her Parisian chic look.
I don't think you have. Well, this is definitely not right. I can tell you that. Absolutely. That's awful. It's not flamboyant enough. It's not interesting enough. I can't imagine any girl going into your salon and saying, I want that. No. Whatever you say, it's dreadful.
That was not Parisian chic, that was Princess Margaret, and it was too old and it was wrong. Take it. Take it on the chin, sweetheart, because we need to get the best pictures here.
She's not happy. She's not happy, love.
It's just ridiculous. How do you ever learn if you don't listen? And all these mood swings, it's just, oh, God.
John manages to persuade Ruby to come back in the room.
There's a bit of confusion going on.
Do you know what, Ruby? That's the way it is on photo shoots, let me tell you.
Yeah, I know, but it was like, you're asking for one thing, we're giving it, and you're saying, yeah, but it's not quite like that. But I suppose you can't put your thoughts in my head, what you're thinking.
Let's look back at the day and let's look at our shoot and let's look at our picture and think positive. We've got some great looks.
That's the spirit, John. Your laid-back attitude can have its positive side.
Just a small town girl, living in a lonely world. She took the midnight train going anywhere.
It's a new glory day for John. You know, this is about him creating looks for the customer and him positioning his business for the customer, as opposed to him going out and getting glory from other hairdressers.
I mean, I've done this thousands of times, but this is the first time I've done it on such a high scale for about 5-6 years. But yeah, and I've forgotten how much I love doing it.
Wind. Don't stop believing.
I like that.
I'm really pleased. We've got some great pictures to market our fashion hair concept. They're just fab. It's the end of a long, demanding day.
You got all emotional on me. Why?
Don't know.
Do you feel that you've come back where you kind of your real spirit is?
I think so, yeah. It's just to be nice with so many nice people, you know.
Well, that's because you're a really nice bloke, John, right? And when you're a really nice bloke, good things happen.
No, I'm all right now. It's just one of those things. It's a happy emotion I'm going through. It's a very, very, you know, a footballer winning a big, you know, FA Cup or World Cup. So this is my World Cup. This.
I'm just so happy to see him. He's so touched, you know. It touched me. God, he was so moved by this that I suppose I now realise how much he'd just kind of rusted up there.
Yeah, it's like I'm making a comeback.
The photos from the shoot have come back, and they're amazing.
This is my favourite one. This just oozes shine. Red hot poker.
They've given the team a much-needed boost to really get behind the fashion hair concept.
How do you feel?
Oh, it's okay, cool too, what? I just feel proud to be part of it.
Aww. You actually want to come to work and enjoy yourself.
Good.
We've got to be on the money with the looks. We want to be coming into the shop in the morning and saying, have you seen Victoria Beckham's new hairstyle? On the staff room wall it goes. So we all know about things. It's new to me.
I'm excited for all these lot, to be honest with you, just to get cracking and get started.
John needs the team to get out and market the idea in time for the relaunch. So the oldest rocker in town hits the streets with his young team.
Fashion haircuts for £25.
I've got a fashionable haircut.
These are our new range, babe, our new range.
There you go. That'll leave that for you. They're the 5k looks. Fashion hair for £25. I'll take a leaf.
Hey guys, you're doing fantastic. Brilliant.
These are like the new season looks that we're doing, and they're £25 each, then we'll have that. Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, the feedback what we've had seems good. Yeah. Seems good stuff.
Yeah, we just need to get in there and just get going.
It's the day of the relaunch. I've given the salon a complete new look. That awful 80s sign has gone in favour of a confident modern logo. The white walls have been painted a very chic shade of grey, and I've introduced a fabulous new range of performance products aimed at getting those cash tills ringing. And I've kitted the staff out in a simple but elegant uniform.
You look fantastic.
There's one person in particular I can't wait to show this to. John's wife, Nikki.
Oh, yeah? Hello, darling.
Hi.
Big day.
Big day.
Right. Come and see your new business.
Oh, fantastic.
Right. I am so excited. Are you? Right, stand back, stand back, stand back. John Peers, new logo.
Wow.
Much more sophisticated colour. In you go. I'll open the door for you.
Thank you.
Here's your business, and here's your team. Say hello to them.
Oh my goodness, Mary, what have you done?
Okay.
Oh, it's absolutely beautiful.
You're making me go. Don't, you're making me go. Listen, guys, it's a great business you deserve, you know? Hey, turn round, turn round. Fashion hair by John Peers, okay? That is going to be your new concept that you're going to be selling.
The fashion hair concept will be offered alongside John's normal services and will hopefully tempt a new generation of customers through the door. But the beauty of this idea is that sales can be built up with products and colour.
These are your fashion hair, 5 great seasonal looks that you'll be giving out and showing the customers in the consultation area, talking them through the different looks. And this is the product. Create this look and it takes you through the product.
It feels like a new beginning. It's absolutely brilliant.
He's a right soft pussycat, aren't you, darling? Feels like a wedding day again, isn't it?
It does take it all back. No, it is. It's gorgeous. It's fantastic.
It's time for John Peers Hair Studio to open for business.
Even though it was here, you didn't hear much about it, and it was almost bypassed. And obviously some of the other salons are a little bit younger, a little bit fresher, and a bit more kind of what you perceive to be trendy, really. So, but obviously this is right up there with it now, so I think this is a new place to be.
interesting is like when I first came in here, how this felt like tumbleweed, and just to see the vibrancy, you know, it just feels special, you know. And look, my nagging about John's listening has finally got through.
So you have a look at those and you just tell me which one you'd like.
I quite like this one as well, actually, the Rolling Stone, yeah.
I think it's helped that we've created a whole new consultation area to act as a permanent reminder for John to listen.
Thank you.
And fashion hair appears to be a runaway success.
I'm going for the Rolling Stone Rock Chick.
I'm not 100% sure. I've left it to the hairdresser and I think I'm in capable hands, so I've left it to her.
That's a cracking Rolling Stone, isn't it?
Yeah. I have to say, honestly, I think the reason we were able to get to this wonderful, busy, vibrant salon today is because you opened up your mind and, you know, you took on board a lot. And hopefully you've learned. I think you've learned.
Oh, yeah. Fantastic. Everybody in business should go through what I've been through over the last few weeks. One thing is they couldn't afford it, could they?
Well, listen, it's been just incredible. I've enjoyed it. I really have enjoyed every minute because you've been wonderful, and I mean that. So take care.
I'll miss you.
I'll miss you. I will. You're a great guy, and you deserve this, every bit of it, you know?
Thank you.
Go fly.
I'll phone you next week for a balloting. Thanks again.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Have a nice weekend.
And love to your family.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mary. Well, love.
You know, to me, I really believe they're going to make this, and I hope that people see this as a really powerful offer in a fabulous environment. You know, I think this salon really stands out, and I think it has a point of difference. And I think it not only has a point of difference, but it's right for what these consumers today want.
I've had lovely moments, I've had horrible moments, but you know, you've got to be knocked about a bit to become smooth and finished. I think I'm nearly finished, but I don't mean I'm finished that way. I began something a few weeks ago, and I'm starting again today.
Back at John Peer's, business is booming as John's new looks are going down a storm.
Fashion hair is taking off really well. It's attracted more people in. We have a meeting every month to talk about fashion hair, and we're already looking at our next 6 looks. I look at them in magazines myself. Now I say, what are you doing, John? Why aren't you reading and watching the football on the telly? And I'm looking at who's the front cover of Tatler and Harper's, and I'm enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it. It's an hobby now.
And most importantly of all, fashion hair has given a boost to client bookings.
January is a quiet month, but this is our tomorrow, Saturday. That's it. That is chock-a-block all the way through tomorrow. We can fit one more person in here, and that's just cancelled, so that'll be gone in a minute or two.
And those bookings are translating into profit. John is raking in £1,100 more on a Saturday than he did before I arrived.
Well, you both look great. I hope you've enjoyed yourselves.
Yeah, thanks,
today.
thank you very much.
And we'll see you again, hopefully.
The salon looks great.
Oh, thank you. I know it does. Thank you. Oh, I feel great about the future. Mary said to me, actually, she said, you know, you want to spend a bit of quality time with your family and things. I'm going to work really hard over the next couple of years so I can have that quality time. But I'm also going to make sure that this place cracks on for another 20 years.
Tonight, you're forced to cut millions from your school's budget. How would you do it and who would pay the price? I'll be joined by the Education Secretary Michael Gove and his Labour shadow Ed Balls. Newsnight, 10:30, BBC Two.
And that's after new comedy Rev, next on BBC Two.